Hey, Alter Confusion fans, it's Charlie. Just want to take a quick moment to go over a game that I just recently reviewed for the website. The game's called Kingdoms of Amalur: Reckoning. It's made by the company that was founded by the Red Sox pitcher Curt Schilling. Features the story work of R.A. Salvatore, and of course the models of Todd McFarlane. In this game, you're going to be taking on the role of a character who has recently been deceased and magically comes back to life. Throughout the game, you're basically going to be trying to recover your story as well as find out what is going on in the world as a new shift of power has occurred within the realm between the Summer Court and the Winter Court. The Winter Court, there's a faction called the Tuatha that you'll have to battle throughout the entire game to try to get to their Lord and Master, who is basically the one who is tipping the scale. I have to say that I really enjoyed the game at the beginning because of the hack and slash attributes. But the problem is that the further you get into the game, the more it becomes a button masher. Now that's good and all, but at the same time, unless you have very dexterous fingers, you're gonna tire out in this game, and that might cause you to maybe turn away from it at the end, because the further on in the game you get, the more you're going to have to rely on combos. Now, of course, there are three true sets of I don't know if you want to call them classes or not, but basically there's three skill sets. You have your finesse, you have your might, and you've got your sorcery. Sorcery, of course, would be your typical mage. Finesse would be your typical thief or rogue, and might, of course, would be your warrior. Now, the cool thing about this game is that they allow you to do hybrids. If you want to, for instance, what I did is I put almost all my points in sorcery and in finesse, making one hell of a badass elemental rogue to battle the evil that's in this land. But there's also, and you get to unlock an achievement because of this. But of course, any of those three you can combine, get special skills, attributes added depending on how many points you put in there. And I have to say that it's a good first try for this company. There's a rumor that there's going to be an MMO based on this. It feels like an MMO, the way that the map is laid out and the way the skill trees are and everything like that. So hopefully this gets incorporated into the actual next version of this game. The rumor is that they're going to continue with this universe and build off of it, which is actually kind of refreshing for me, because I'm kind of, with the exception of a couple series, there are not a lot of continuations, even if you add up the numbers. Like Final Fantasy is notorious for completing or creating a completely new world, so it would be awesome to see a lot of different Amalur games. This game had a couple problems. There's definitely a graphical slowdown when you have a lot of enemies on the screen. And for me, there was a part of the game, or a point in the game, where I no longer wanted to do any of the side quests. I felt like I had done this repetitive, go here, collect that, and then return to this person, or here's 3 pieces to the puzzle, so you got to go over here, steal this from that person, go over there, steal this from that person, bring it back. It kind of got old. But the good thing is that the main storyline is interesting enough for me and probably a lot of the RPGers out there to go from start to finish. I do recommend that you do take on side quests. I've been told that you could probably complete the game in about 8 hours if you do just the main quest. I spent over 100 hours in this world. I did a lot of the faction quests, which can also give you permanent attributes or attribute bonuses to help you further along in the game. I did not max out my character, but I have to say by the end of the game, I felt like my character was a one-man wrecking crew. And I was really happy by that. And as a result, I ran out of inventory space almost constantly. One thing about this game is you're going to start off with not limited inventory space, but you're going to have to watch out when you when your character starts really rolling and you don't need to be constantly healed or buy potions, you're going to find out that you're going to lose or use up a lot of the inventory space. And the only reason why you're going to have to go back to town is to sell those pieces or to break them down for components for blacksmithing. One thing I do recommend if you do play this game and you start doing you're starting to roll with your adventuring, any item that you find when hitting the start button to go through your inventory and whatnot, add it to the junk. Don't try to sell it on a one by one basis in the shop screens, because for me that caused the game to slow down an incredible amount. And to avoid that, I'd say whatever you're not going to use, throw it in the junk. You could still salvage items that are listed in junk, so you don't have to worry about that. But you want to be able to sell everything in one fell swoop so that it doesn't lag down your system. This game was different. It was good. I recommend it. It's not the best. If you want more information, read my review on Ultra Confusion. But for now, all I have to say is it was a great first try, and I hope to see more in the future.